Test. Hey folks, I see you in there. Welcome in. We're just getting started up. Doing a quick little blast out to some of the Discord servers. If you see my message coming up in multiple places, I'm sorry. See who we can get in here for this wonderful episode. We're gonna finish up today. Well, sort of. You're kinda. Thanks, Keith. Boom. Welcome in, Eric. Welcome in, David. Thanks for being here. We are just about to get going. We're finishing up Calmsden Farm. While I'm finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and create that poll thingy. Start a poll. Ask a question. Hey Tony, welcome in. Welcome in. And go. Start a poll in the chat if folks are interested. The question is where we're gonna go next. And look at my flashy trees. I got the best flashy trees out of anyone in Farm Sim. I love the flashy trees. Oh, God, God, I wish I could press a button and make it go away. Crap. Oh, so annoying. I mean, it's just like... Gives me like a super migraine. And I'm like sensitive to flashy lights, right? I have like photosensitivity, so those kind of things will make me have a seizure. You don't want to see that live on stream. That's for sure. Hold on. What's going on here? Turn that off. Test. Okay. I had like an extra audio channel for some reason. Let's move this out of the way to make sure we're not getting stopped up. We don't necessarily care about the animals anymore. All we gotta do left is forestry. So let's get to it. Oh, did I plug in my special... My desk's up here. The trees are almost like zipping to the beat. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can put up with that. Like, it usually just goes away after a minute. No, still happening. I need one of these trucks. Like there's almost nothing left. Yeah, I know. I can't delete the shader cache while the game is running though, right, Tony? Here, I'll just go to the be right back screen. I'll be right back. I'm gonna delete my shader cache. I'm gonna quit out. Start the day over. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, it's just me. There we go. Shader cache. Stupid shader. Oh my gosh, one of my shader caches is 424. That seems like a problem. All right, getting back into it. Oh my goodness, a go on tomorrow, and he booked a double slot. Well, Keith, I'm happy for you that you are getting your surgery done, and hopefully that'll give you some relief, or maybe not relief initially, but hopefully it puts you on the right path to healing. But I do understand that's scary. I mean, that's a lot. Totally. But we're wishing you all the luck, Keith, and we will be praying for you and praying for everything to happen successfully, and the doctor to be not drag the scene in the wrong place. No, that's not what I did. No. There we go. Don't need to see my silly face. But yeah, we're praying for you, dude. I've been there. I know what that, like, walking into a surgery that you know is going to be a long road to heal from is scary as all hell. I've done it multiple times, and it's not fun. But just know that we're all here with you, and that as long as if you have a phone and some headphones, you can chat, and we can kind of keep you positive with some live streams. So let us know any details that you're willing to share, and we're rooting for you, dude. Let's get back in the game. Yes, shader caching. All right, let's go do exactly what we just did. Still flashing. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. So stupid. I've heard that if you like fly around, it helps mess with the shader cache and build it up or something. So let's do that. You guys want to take a look at Calmsden? This is what's left of Calmsden. So every one of these fields we own, and every one of the fields has been harvested. Except for the grass fields. The grass fields, yeah, I got tired of doing grass. We'll do plenty of grass in the future, but we owned all of this. Can you believe that? And in the past like month, it's been a month now, which is even crazier. We've harvested every single one of these fields with almost every single crop the game has to offer. Isn't that crazy? To me, that's just mind-blowing. I've never owned a whole map before. Yeah, Tony, I've had it like this since day one. It's never gotten better. It's never gone away. I've messed with all the settings, all the words, all the dumb things, nothing. I just kind of put up with it. So I'm sorry for anyone out there who is photophobic like I am. Yeah, sorry. Not my fault. Let's push these out of the way. Let's get to our forestry. We need to get to a forestry. Come on. Really? All right. We're gonna get this truck. Nope. No, we have one tractor left. They were like keeping for the sake of having a tractor, I guess. I don't know why we're keeping it. We just have a tractor. I think that I don't even know if we have a trailer. I kind of like, as I was cleaning up from the last episode. So the last episode happened. We finished the harvest. We got everything done. And I cleaned up all the corn. I cleaned up all the hay. I plowed up some fields so that I could kind of reset them. So that you see what you got to see today, which is Calmsden devoid of life. It's kind of like a negative, right? A little bit. Crash counter +1. I don't even have a crash counter on the screen anymore, but I still have the sound effect, so we can do that. And then, so you got Calmsden devoid of life. And the only thing left is this field here. Right? And we got our 2 Unimogs. I figured it'd be fitting to end with just the Unimogs. We have both of them, but we really only need one. Probably keep one of them just to sell stuff. And we sold most of the things we own, right? We don't have very much left. Hey, Bruce, welcome in. How come I don't want to sign into YouTube. I'm monitoring chat. Really? Hold on. So dumb. Go away. Are you kidding me? Hold, please. The internet is being really annoying right now. I have to log into YouTube from inside OBS to be able to cancel my own poll so that I can see the chat. Frickin' what the internet, you're dumb right now. 2-factor auth crap. Hoodoo. We'll turn the truck off for now. Alright, we have sound. We have lights. Alright. So the way I've been doing this like tree harvesting stuff is I've been using the fences. And the fences are actually pretty useful. Let's add some more fences. So what I do is I come in here and go to decoration. And I turn the music down because I can't even hear myself think. And I get this big fence right here. And I go boop. And I go boop. Right? And then when I come in here and get the trees, right? With my special 3-dimensional. Oh, look, that was a double tree. Double tree. I just kind of dump them here, and then I can kind of push them in close to the fence if I need to, and then they're out of my way. But the fence keeps them from moving around, so... But we're really only taking, like, we're only doing, like, you know, a dozen trees or so. Because if you think about it, each tree is about 8,000 liters or something like that. I forget what the number is. And that's all we need to fill up the sawmill. And the other mill, the other, whatchamacallit, the other production does take wood also, but we can feed that one with Yos's mod, which just is so much faster. Hey Tobo, welcome in. Thanks for coming to the stream. We're our final episode on Calmsden. We're gonna do a little bit of harvesting with with my favorite tree harvester. Good old Scorp. This is like the modded, this obviously isn't on Mod Hub, but it was like a FS19 one. But it's like a legit mod. They did a really good job with it. You can color it. Moves really fast. The controls are solid. It's almost as good as the base game one. I like the way the arm is on top of the cab. And I especially like when you're like trying to get the things you do. It's gonna pause for a second. Pause. I especially like the camera angle. I don't know why I like this camera angle. But like this camera angle is really good for actually getting on the tree. And making sure that you're on the tree. The overhead's good for backing up. And, you know, it's like I know what I'm doing. Stacking these things in a nice, neat pile. Welcome in, everybody. And then the head resets really well. Like some of the other ones, they have a problem with the head resetting. It just doesn't reset properly. How do I get the time a little faster? Somebody warn me if it gets to be like 2 o'clock in the game. Because I'm going to focus on Forestry. Ooh, it looks like the vote is about half and half. That's pretty good. I love when like a vote and a poll, I don't know why I like it like that. It's like, I want to see the debate. But I like it when a poll, I don't know why I like it like this. I like it when a poll is like super close. You know, gets like 10 votes or something like that, or gets like, you know, 50-50 or 45-55 or whatever, like gets a super close vote. Like the concept for the next series. Now, the vote here is not overriding the community post we did. No. The community post is sticking. We're still going to do the 80s series. That did win the vote. We're going to do the 80s series. I already have some cool ideas. I have someone on deck to help me out with the editing. And we're going to get that done. But we're also starting up Glenleathann next week, and there's just so much going on. I can't start another series right now. But it'll be soon-ish. This vote right here tonight is just for what we're going to see later on the stream, because I don't think it's going to take the whole stream to finish this field. It might take another 45 minutes to an hour. We'll see. But I thought it might be fun to go preview one of the other the next playthrough. So the next playthrough is either both of them are starting up soon. Which one do you want to see? For Glenleathann, I did not edit the map that much. I seriously didn't, because Cavalier Roy's friend. I demoed a potential new grass texture. So I contacted him. I was like, hey, you want some new grass for your map? Because I have some cool grass, and I have a new mod, which is going to be a grass pack. And I wanted to demo it out. So I contacted him. He's like, yeah, sure. And then it just didn't pan out because there's too much other stuff going on. And so, but I still have that grass done. And the map is modified to use a different grass than it had already, both meadow and regular grass. And it looks awesome. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to still use it. And the only other thing I did to that map is kind of went into the map and I replaced every single vehicle. Literally every single starter vehicle. And 95% of them, or what? No, 80% of them I replaced with the exact same vehicle, just a black version. I mean, come on, it's me. Would I be me if I didn't make black versions of everything? And of course I didn't just make them black, I also made them all color configurable. And then the best part is I'm going to release that as a mod on my modding website that people can download. So if people want to play along with my version of Glenleathann, they will be able to do so. They'll have to put the mods in themselves, because I'm not gonna release Cavalier's map somewhere else. That's not nice. But they can still use all the vehicles that I made, and I made some pretty cool vehicles. Like, you know, like simple stuff, like the Pottinger Terrasim 6C6F, right? Which is like the base game Pottinger Terrasim seeder that does all the normal seating stuff. I didn't really change it very much. I just made it black. You've probably never seen it black. Ooh, it's definitely black now, but it's also color customizable. So if you like, you're playing, let's say you're playing a New Holland playthrough, and you want to use that seeder, you can make it blue and white if you really want to. Why not? Hey Rank, welcome in. Hey Joe, welcome in. Doing good. We're trying not to look at the fall colors because they're like gonna give me an aneurysm. Stupid shader cache. I don't understand. This game is here and it's like what? Right? How many months are we into this game now? 12 months? 16 months? And we're still having shader cache issues? I mean, come on. I can't see this tree. Here we go. Let's see if I can work in reverse. Look at me. Not a forestry master. Very slow. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, rotate the camera. I have like two mice. I have a 3-dimensional mouse, which I use for controlling the harvester. And then I have a regular mouse for controlling the camera. That's how I do all that movement. I'm sorry if it gives anyone a headache, because sometimes it gives me a headache too, so I understand. So, oh, 56. Oh, it's getting close. Look, we're going to be seeing Cavalier Roy's map. I came up with a really good idea for the first episode. I want to like, next stream, I'm going to show you guys something special. Just, whoop, whoop. No, come on. Just for fun. Here we go. You think we've cut enough? I don't know, is there ever enough? There's so many trees in this lot. What we really need is auto drive to work with universal auto load, because then I could just set up a pickup and deliver route. But that doesn't work yet. Alright, one more. No, we'll get a couple more. I mean, we paid all this money for this tree harvester. We gotta at least use it. Come on. Come on. So one thing that's funny about Farm Sim, I got a fun story for you guys. So like when you're playing Farm Sim and you're like, you know, you're researching equipment for the game, right? You start doing searches on Google. And then those Google searches eventually lead into suggestions. And so Google starts suggesting stuff related to what you're searching for the game, but like real life stuff. So I've been seeing a lot of videos suggested for like real life farming and whatnot, which is super fun. I love it. And then like about a month ago, I got suggested a short by this company called Edison Motors. And if you guys don't know about Edison Motors, they are a new truck company, and they're building a hybrid EV truck. But they're not doing like a Tesla truck or like a Joe Braxton Anders truck, right? Not a highway truck. They're building like Arctic Circle oil rig trucks, right? Basically like tanks built for the most extreme conditions. And they're building it on like the old school, like 50s, 60s, 70s mantra of, hey, we're going to build something that's serviceable in the field, because when you build for that kind of climate and area, you have to be serviceable in the field. And we're building something that's easily serviceable by any mechanic, and parts can be replaced really easily, and they're building it for it to be serviced. They're not building it to be pretty. They're not building it to look nice. They're not building it to look like a freaking spaceship. They're building it for power, for durability, and for... Come on. What are you caught on? This tree is totally in the wrong position. It's okay. I'll make it work. Maybe. Oh yeah, I'm told. I can't see anything now. What the hell? So anyways, they're building like a hybrid truck. So like basically like the white Western stars that are used in the Arctic Circle oil fields, you know, that run 24/7, 365 days a year, and they tow the most tonnage. They tow the most tonnage per gallon of fuel or something like that in the world, right? Crazy trucks. And so this guy is building like a modern version, sort of, but it looks like a really old school truck. It looks like a 60s or 70s truck, but it's electric. And it's not just electric, it's hybrid. So it's got the same motor, or a smaller version of the same motor, is under the hood, just like it normally would be. And then it's got batteries, and it's had an electric drivetrain, and the motor is just recharging the batteries. So instead of the motor needing to, you know, pull ridiculous amount of horsepower just to get off the line, all the batteries do all that work. And so the motor can be much smaller. It doesn't have to be these huge massive V8 engines. It can be a small 6-cylinder engine or maybe a small V8, because all it's doing is charging the battery. It's a super cool idea, honestly. I think it's a very cool like concept, but this guy is super prolific on YouTube Shorts, specifically on YouTube Shorts. Always like sharing his view on how things should be done. Right? Why they're doing what they're doing, why they're doing it the way they're doing it, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, in some ways, down talking how the industry is, and which makes it really funny. And all of that is because I started searching for like, I think I was searching for cab over trucks for FS22. And then I was searching for like off-road trucks for FS22. Like, you know, like, is the Winter Wolf real? You know, stuff like that. But I've been watching a lot of their videos recently, and they're like about 2 weeks away from having a working prototype to go to some, or their second prototype to go to some trade show for electric trucks somewhere. I don't know. It's just fun to watch. One of the funny things that I caught my eye was the windshields on this truck, right? They're like plexiglass. They're not like a normal windshield, like those nice, you know, single piece, slightly curved windshields that's on most cars and trucks these days. They're basically pieces of plexiglass. Square plexiglass, perfectly flat, that you can replace in the field. So a rock breaks your windshield, just replace the piece, cost you 20 bucks. Oh, really? That's awesome, Joe. That's a funny story. I didn't know that. That's how you found clutch? That's funny. Do you like how I'm just like mowing down this forest? Oh wait, it's 9:53, so I have 7 minutes until the timer resets for the delivery thingamabobber. Oh wait, is this upside down? Oh, I think I have triggers turned off. That's okay. Thanks, Yos. I think it stops when it's full, right? I was taking a screenshot earlier. I turned off interactive triggers, zone marker thingies. Whatever that's called. Interactive zone markers. There we go. On. So what's everyone doing tonight? Good. Oh wait, check the thing. It's on delivering, distributing. Our sugarcane sugar is still processing. We actually have two. I had to drop down a second sugar mill because there was so much sugarcane to process. No, Eric, I can't check my Discord DMs until the stream's over. So I'm Discord free while I'm streaming. Thank you though. I will check afterwards. Sugarcane sugar. I had so much sugarcane, almost 4 million liters of it. I had to put down a second sugar mill to process it, and it's still going. And these are going at like 300,000 cycles per month. So it's gonna take a while. I think it's only 1 or 2 more months before it'll process it all. So that's good. There's a tree here, I promise. Him and Smitty. Yeah. Yeah, I found Farm Sim from, I don't know if you've ever seen him. Somebody called Raptor. He's a Twitch streamer. He's just like an all gaming Twitch streamer, plays lots of games. And I was looking for some new games. I saw that he was streaming one of the games that I like to play. And then, so I subscribed to him. He was playing Satisfactory. I used to play Satisfactory a lot. And then the next time I saw him, he was streaming this game right after it got released. I was like, huh, what's that? And it was all because of my obsession with Satisfactory. Only mobile before that? Wow. You know, I've tried to play Farm Sim on mobile, and I can't do it. It's like so dumbed down. Like the new game, the new one, Farm Sim 24, whatever it is, the one that's on on Switch. I tried playing it on Switch. Nope. Nope. And it's like this game, but without any help, with no help menu, no help text, no explanation of how to do anything, and just farming. And like the only thing you can do is use workers. You can't even really play it without workers. Like the controls are jank. No one explains how to do anything. I don't like it at all. Hey Kobe Gaming, sorry, I think I saw you come in earlier. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We are finishing Calmsden and we are voting. How's the vote coming? 55% for Glenleathann. Not bad. People love Cavalier Roy's map, which I think is awesome. So with Glenleathann, one of the things I did, I've got 3 mods that I'll release as soon as I start playing it. One is going to be the grass pack. Oh, nice. That makes sense. That makes sense, Joe. They introduced you to Glenn. Apparently Glenn lives up near me, so in this area of California, so that's pretty cool. Kobe, I'm doing real good. You know, we've been on this stream from scratch series for a year and a half now. Literally, like I started playing the stream from scratch series. So this is the history. We talked about this last time actually, but we started stream from scratch on Erlengrat when I first started streaming on Twitch back in January of 2022. I started on Twitch in 2021, but I started streaming Farm Sim in 2022, January. And this is my first series, and we're still going. And so we did 20-ish, 30-ish, I don't remember, episodes on Old Stream Farm. And now we're over here on Calmsden. But we've been going, you know, once a week, playing through, streaming from scratch, 2 full playthroughs, essentially. And I kind of think of this as a full playthrough, even though it's not 100% a full playthrough, but it's, you know, we've done pretty much everything, all you can do. Like, I could stay on this map if I wanted to, but I'm not really sure why I'd want to, because there's not much left to do, right? Transferring, distributing. Perfect. Still distributing. But so we're like, you know, 50, 60, almost 60 episodes into a single series. And yeah, I'm only doing it once a week, and I've missed a bunch of weeks due to, you know, family and stuff like that. But 60 weeks of a single idea, right? I'm super excited, honestly, Kobe, to ask. I'm super excited to be starting a fresh idea, right? Because, you know, you can play something for a while, and I didn't want to end it early. Wanted to end with a good reason. But I'm really happy to be moving on into something else. And we're still going to be streaming the same schedule. We're just going to be kind of structuring the play style instead of just whatever Josh wants to do. To be doing a challenge, right? By the way, I just realized I just said my own name. How many times most people say their own name, right? I said my own name. I'm like, oh wait, I never introduced myself. Hi, I'm Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we're on Calmsden Farm. There you go. There's your intro. 40 minutes late. Of course I mess it up the last episode. Bad streamer. Now, if we actually fill up that container thing, Joseph's container, we'll start moving stuff to the lumber mill. We'll do some actual trucking. And I'm sure with all these trees cut down, we're gonna fill it up. Remember, we planted all of these trees like 6 months ago in real life, 2 years ago in game. One thing I like is that when I'm cutting down the trees, it's like kind of like freeing it up, so it looks like clearer. I'm actually seeing the sky. So I'm just kind of walking forward, holding this thing, hitting the R key, and which is just sucking the trees into this. My pile of trees is still over there. I hope I didn't remove it. Okay, so that's full. It's time to do some trucking. We're back to our favorite truck, the Unimog. If you're ever looking for, if anyone here isn't aware, but the Unimog, this one, which is on King Mods, and then the U1200 to 1600 series, if you're ever looking for like a one truck stop, how do I say that? One truck stop. A single truck that'll work for like any playthrough doing anything, Unimog is where it's at. Because it has a front PTO, it has a rear PTO, 3-point on front and back, has interchangeable body beds, has 300-ish horsepower, and it's tiny, which means it can get into places. And for tight maps like this, the Unimog is like the smallest and most compact truck for towing trailers that's in the game. Like it's smaller by like 2 or 3, like smaller by at least a meter than the base game man truck, and just as powerful. So if you're ever looking for something, it is one truck to rule them all. Just why I like it. Now I have to remember to be careful when I'm driving this thing and not take corners too fast, because all of these logs, it is one truck to rule them all, but it's also, it doesn't have very much weight to it, so it can easily get off track. So I gotta take corners relatively slow. And oh, I forgot. And then the best part is that you can actually get a front end loader for this thing, which is legit. It's real. It's not fake. It's totally real. You can get a front end loader for this thing. They have army versions of this, of the Unimog, the older style one, with a backhoe on it. They were used by both the US Army and the British Army and the German Army. Like, everyone uses them. There's probably at least one point in history where the Unimog was being used by both sides of a war. Which is just crazy. But I figured since it's the truck we started with, I figured it's a good truck to end with. Since we did start playing this playthrough, and this was the first truck we bought. We used it as just a pickup truck initially. Yeah. It's this corner right here. This corner always gets me in every vehicle. Especially the vehicle's top heavy. This, by the way, is the Platinum Edition log trailer, which personally I find is I think it's the Platinum one, or it's the regular Flegel, I forget, but it's not the auto load one. Oh, I forgot to swing wide. I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Because it doesn't have a huge front end, it can make turns like that. And it can do this. This is my favorite part about it. Doop. Stop right here. And the wood's enough in the trigger to be able to just clear it. Yeah. Like, this is the worst entrance for delivering wood for any lumber mill on any map that I've ever seen. It really is. Like, you're not getting big lumber trucks in there. It has to be these, like, little teeny tiny trucks. You could deliver that with the man truck too, but I sold that. Thanks for being here and lurking, Keith. Thank you. All right. It's a good song. We're gonna head back to the thing and get the rest of those trees, and hopefully by the time we get back, it'll have cranked over to 11 a.m., which means we can put more stuff in Jose's little distributor. And I think everything else is on automated sell, so the only thing we gotta do is that. Oh, look out! Look out, dude. Coming through. Barreling through Calmsden. There's George's house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Stuck the landing. Hey, Coble. I saw you come in earlier. I'm sorry I didn't say hi. How's it going? I've been having fun catching up with a bunch of your series lately. It's been really fun. Finally caught up with your No Man's Land thing. I can't believe... Not No Man's Land. I'm sorry. Pioneers map. You're still going, dude. You're going, and it's still awesome. And I love all the new extra things you're adding into the story to make it unique. There we go. I don't know why Universal Autoload does that. Why it loads that stack on one side. It's just weird. Because then when I try to back up, it's messed up. Is that it? Totally off balance. I'm totally gonna bin this trip. I know it. It's gonna get like, it's gonna flip at some point because it's all weighted towards one side. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll do this. I'll just hit something. Back into a tree. Okay, this can go horribly bad or good. Oh, nope. Hey, that actually worked. Nice. There, I spread out the load a little bit. Beefy raid. Welcome in, Beefy. Thanks for coming in. We are on Calmsden. We're finishing up. Welcome in for all the quote-unquote raiders. That's totally a Twitch word. Raiders. YouTube just stole it from Twitch. They don't even do it right. But welcome in, everybody. We're on Calmsden, and we're trying to finish up. We have that last field of wood to finish harvesting, and then we're moving on. Beefed up beefy Jake. Nice. So it's just Jake. Thanks, Jake. Either way, thanks for coming in. We're finishing up on Calmsden. Don't forget to vote for Jake and anyone else who's coming in who isn't already here. Don't forget to vote about where we're going to go for the second half of tonight's stream. It's currently 7 p.m. and we have about an hour left. So we do have time to go check out another map. Ish. As long as I can finish harvesting this field. So I got about 15 more minutes. We're not going to wait for stuff to process. I will once everything sells, because we got to wait a couple months for everything to sell. I'll do that off stream. But once everything sells, I will post in my Discord final stats and tallies and how many trees we cut down and how many liters of stuff we sold. I think we're gonna hit about 120 as far as like the profit. I think we're gonna hit 120 million. So in some ways I did $100 million playthrough over the last 6 months. Some ways not. Depends on how you look at it. Oh, did you guys notice I lost my straps? Oh, someone might need it? Okay, well, who? You need it? I sent you the latest version, dude. Or does Beefy need it? Does Beefy need to stack some pallets? When I first got out to California, I was working for a company and I got laid off because of the .com crash, right? And I ended up working odd jobs for like a couple of years. And then I ended up getting a job as my first software engineering job in a while. This company called Gaia Online, which is like an online forum thing for teenagers. You know, very similar to like Discord, kind of a cross between Discord and Roblox, right? And so I was working for this company, and one of the projects we had was like a, you know, which a lot of games have these days, which is that like, you know, building your own house thing, you know, put a wall here, put a door here, put your couch here, you know, like a build your own house, set up your own room thing, right? And the funny thing is it's called, it was called the original, like they always have secret projects or secret names for like the spec documents that they write for those kind of projects. They always have like, you know, funny names. And the project was originally called Cube Stacker 2005 or something like that, right? Cube Stacker 2005. And I came so close to calling my latest project Pallet Stacker 2022. Just because I thought that would be funny. Did that tree not fall down? I think I walked away before it actually got cut down. All right, let's mow these trees down. I don't know why, but I always go to this direction. I know I could flip the saw to point the other direction, but I always go this way for some reason. I always go to the left. I'm like what's his name? Ben Stiller in that movie where you can only turn left. I always fell trees to the left. Just seems right. Farmer Trio, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to vote in our poll. We get to decide what we get to tour later tonight. We're going to do a quick map tour of the next one of the next two projects. Tonight's just doing a fun tour. The actual projects will start very soon. For Glenleathann, it'll start next Wednesday. And we will start that off from scratch in the live stream. You guys can watch me suffer. Because, yeah, for multiple reasons actually. Let's flip the saw over just for a change of pace. Watch me suffer for multiple reasons. One of which being I can't use universal auto load. Sorry, Loki, but I can't use universal auto load. I can't use universal auto load in multiple places. I can't use it for bales on the main farm, and I can't use it to pick up anything at the store. So the rules of the author intended challenge, which we're going to be playing on that map, state that you can't use like a game helping mechanic if there's already something on the farm that replicates that same process. So like you can't use place down a TMR mixer if there's already a TMR mixer as part of your equipment, or you have to lift pallets legit if there's either a telehandler or, you know, pallet forks, right? So Cavalier Roy graciously left us with bale spikes. Bale spikes. Seriously? Freaking bale spikes. I'm not good at front end loaders with bale spikes. Pallets are worse, but luckily he didn't include pallet forks. I was so happy to see that. So that means that when we're off our farm, we're picking up pallets because we won't have any pallets on our farm. When we're off our farm, we have to use pallet forks. Or, I'm sorry, when we're off our farm, we can use universal auto load because, except at the store. So the store has whatchamacallit? Pallet jack? No. What's it called? Forklift. It could have been worse. It could have been. One of the other maps that I was looking at doing this on was a 4X map called Somewhere in Thuringia. And that map didn't come with a fermenting silo of any kind, but it came with a bunker silo. But it didn't come with a loading wagon, but it came with a baler. But it didn't, and it came with both pallet forks and bale spikes and a silage fork. Gosh. Which means you can't use any kind of special tools for any of those things. You have to do it that way because that's the way the author wanted it to be done. So like the only way to, like, on your first day on that map to pick up grass would have been to cut it, windrow it, bale it, and then take the bales to a bunker and then use the cut open bales mod to be able to cut them open just so you could make silage to make some money on your, you know, first couple months, right? And you didn't even get any, like, you got one crop field, but it's starting off, but it never had a crop in it. I was like, it would have been tough. But yeah, you're right. It could have been worse. But, you know, honestly, Kobold, like, kind of like your series, like, where I am in this series, I'm just kind of using all the fun toys, right? I have so much money that I don't even think about what I'm buying. I just buy stuff. Let's save just to make sure I don't lose any work, because I did just get a little glitch hesitation there. So it could have totally been worse. I get it. I'm not saying that it couldn't. But yeah, could have been worse. But I mean, the intention of the goal of the author intended challenge is to force players like me, who happen to, you know, always just, you know, go buy all the things and auto load, super strength, blah blah blah, to actually kind of slow down and actually play the game the way it's intended. So if, like on Glenleathann, there's a stone picker, so that means that I have to play with stones on, and I have to pick them up with the stone picker. What I do with them is up to me, but I have to pick them up with the stone picker. You know, little things like that. But kind of playing like the way the map author kind of wanted you to play. You couldn't really play, like, doing the author intended challenge is all about the choice of the map. I mean, there's no point in doing that challenge on No Man's Land. Like, the new farmer equipment on No Man's Land isn't very much, but I mean, what are you supposed to do? You live in the middle of nowhere. You're supposed to play it as a wilderness map, so that doesn't really make sense. There's somebody, I forget his name, maybe Joe, or if Rusty or Bruce are here, they know. There's somebody, I forget his name right now, it's on the tip of my tongue, who is actually doing my challenge on that newer German map, Berglandkreis or something like that. I forget the name of it. But he's doing my challenge, like legit doing my challenge. And one of the things of the challenge is you have to do all the productions. So if a map has, you know, a dozen productions, part of the ending goals of the challenge is to do all the productions and fill the production up at least once. Like, fill up the spawn point of that production with whatever that production produces, right? Fill it up at least once. And he's legit doing it on a really, really hard map to do it, but he's really enjoying it. It's fun to watch someone else like taking on my challenge. And it was just like, you know, the original reason I made the challenge was like, we were on Rusty Money Gaming's Discord, and he makes all kinds of challenges. And I was like, I want to make a challenge. And then I thought of really what would be a challenge for me. And I think one of the things that I wanted to highlight is that, and I see like people like Bruce doing map tours, and, you know, or Farmer Klein or Sealy P doing map tours, and then they start playing a map. And this happens with all kinds of content creators. And like for some of the people, the first thing they do is sell all the equipment and buy completely different equipment, or they just, you know, give themselves a ton of money and become an instant millionaire, and then buy all the biggest, hugest tractors and biggest planters and seeders and yada yada yada, and they just like, you know, throw money at the problem, but they kind of miss what the map author really wanted them to do. And granted, not every map author sets their map up to be played. You know what I mean? Like, it actually takes effort to set up a map to be played. And not many map makers do it. A lot of map makers just use the same default equipment that you get on Elm Creek. They're like, yeah, this is our starting equipment. I'm not going to bother changing it. I don't care what people start with. I know they're just going to sell it. Or you do something like what Missy B did. And she took all the starting equipment and all the equipment you started with on her map, she left it all in the dealership. Like inside the dealership, as if it's like showroom pieces. And you had to like drive it all home, and you had to sneak it out like the front door of the building, and like some of the stuff like the harvester barely fit outside the door. Like it was a tight squeeze. It's just like, and I asked her why. I'm like, you know, did you know all the starting equipment's at the dealership? She's like, everyone's just gonna sell it anyways. What do I care? And I think it's that attitude that kind of made me want to do the challenge. Like, it's not just a challenge for people to play. It's a challenge for map authors. Right? Oh yeah, Joe, totally. I do that too. I'll typically go into start from scratch mode just because I don't want the starter equipment. Or I think a lot of people play on Farm Manager because they don't really want to deal with the starter equipment, right? They don't want that hassle. But some map authors are actually setting up their farms for success. Some of the good ones recently, like Glenleathann's one, Castleno, is another one. That one was set up really, really well. The Bergland priced one that I forget his name is doing. That one's set up really well. And there's a bunch. But then every once in a while, or like Poor Boys maps, those are set up amazing. Or Bucks County. Like if you play New Farmer on Bucks County, you're set for life. Seriously? It has like most of the equipment you get as starter equipment is like all like Unreal equipment with Unreal capacities, like from the get-go. And I think you get like a potato harvester with like that'll do everything, not just potato, but potatoes and sugar beets and a bunch of other stuff, all as part of your starter equipment. I mean, you have to not be Rob because it's all John Deere equipment. But it's all there, ready for the taking. Put in 100 hours in a farm all. You know, so that's something I haven't done yet. And that's actually what the 80s thing is going to be. Is I'm going to intentionally not go for the biggest, baddest, most modern tractor. The other series that I'm starting, the 80s survival series, is I'm being very, very specific about the machine that I pick up. We're going all Ford. I don't know why, just felt like it. And we're starting from zero with just a chainsaw and a truck. And we're gonna own one piece of land, and even that land is like a pain in the butt to get to. So like we're gonna have to build ourselves a road to get back to the main road to be able to sell stuff. But we're gonna start with nothing, so we have to, you know, do the whole cutting down trees thing, and we're gonna get ourselves, you know, a Ford, like a 3600 or something like that. I think this is the one I picked out. It's like $5 or $6 grand. It's like 68 horsepower or something. Get some all small equipment, small old equipment. Everything is legit. I've researched the heck out of that series, trying to find out when machines were made, what machines were available in the 80s. Like I have 2 or 3 balers that were introduced in the 80s. Some of them were, one of them was actually the first one was produced in 1989, so I can use it. But I've put in a ton of research to make sure that all the equipment that I'm using is time period legit and somewhat region specific. Right? Oh, if you want to steal it, talk to Cobalt, talk to Kegarino. He made an awesome 80s survival logo for the series, and I'm going to be using just a color shift on that same logo for my series, but he's the one I got the idea from. is sticking to older equipment, sticking to doing things kind of in older ways. Like you can't, there's no bale wrapping. Not happening. There wasn't a bale wrap. I mean, I think there's one. But like mostly it's going to be smaller bales, or it's going to be like the first Heston baler was released in 1986, which is now available from 4D modding. That one just got on the mod hub recently. Stuff like that's available. Part of the reason I made the forage harvester straw pickup mod is because I'm going to be using an old New Holland FS22 forage harvester, which is from the like 87, 86. And I want to be able to pick up straw. Yep, and I'll do Glenn's old. Oh, I should. Oh, you just give me work to do, Joe. I will replace the gas station on the map with Glenn's old gas station, because so the map is not set in the 80s. I'm playing set in the 80s, but I will replace the gas station on the map with that one because that's a good idea. And I actually started making, I never finished it. We'll see if I can finish it. I started taking the truck door because I love that vehicle. And I started trying to make a F600 truck door, an old Ford F600 step side, like the kind of Apache looking truck. Tried making one of those into a truck door. I never finished it. More important stuff came up. Yeah, I do too. All his stuff is awesome. Oh, 223, 1223. We can move some wood now. Sorry, I missed something in chat. Eric says he's playing a new map now on hard mode and needs to do plenty of contracts before he can think about what equipment he wants on the map. I'm 20 hours away right now. Yeah, totally. And that's the thing is that, like, yeah, you can do contracts and then take it a step further. I'm going to do that 80s playthrough on a wilderness map. No contracts. Can't do contracts. Can't lease equipment. Must only buy equipment. But it's going to be on a wilderness map, so there's no contracts to be had, even if I wanted to do contracts. I think the only contracts are going to be like the supply and deliver contracts. I think I'll probably have those on there just for the sake of it, but probably won't get any. But yeah, like imagine trying to do that whole thing, but without being able to do contracts. Because that's like my go-to. Like usually when I play a map, I just go in and I start doing contracts. And then by the time I have enough money to do what I want, I'm bored with the map. Because I've seen the whole map and I've mowed the same fields 4 times. And, you know, or just like, it's really easy to get bored with it, with a map, if you are doing the same thing every time. Which is the whole idea why I think doing challenges and challenging yourself to play in a different way is great. So check out Rusty's Discord. Oh, does he need a version of it? Oh, he likes the idea. That's awesome. He doesn't need any version other than the original. Most of the work I need from Dom is the model and making sure the models are ready. So he can get that from Glenn or off Glenn's website. I don't have a special version of it. The only thing I fixed was some XML stuff. Whoa! Where did that go? I think that tree, there it went. It was over there. That tree went super flying when I cut it down. That was crazy. Almost done. Almost done, folks. Oh, oh my goodness. The vote is now towards 80 survival? What are you guys doing to me? You like the 80 survival idea better? All right. Well, he's still kind of, you know, trying to recover, so he needs stuff to work on. He needs to get his XJ or MJ out, and then he can do it. I'm not giving him the files until he gets his truck out. It's 1 o'clock. In game. 1 o'clock in game. So many trees. I can't wait to see how many trees it says I cut this month, which will be how many trees we actually cut down today, because we're cutting down a lot. A lot. Oh, you know what? You were talking about this last week, Joe, and I never did it. You were suggesting, or somebody was suggesting, that I need to get Jose's Instacut mod, which would have sped this process up a lot. That would have been nice. I still got my shaders going haywire. You know, I think part of it is, I think I'm just overtaxing my system, honestly. I'm running on a laptop, right? This is a gaming laptop, and I have it hooked up to a 4K monitor. And it's still running all the highest resolutions. And the game runs perfectly smooth, it's just, for some reason I still have shader issues. Yes, Eric, so the little container mod, I'll run back over and get it because I got to clear the land. So this little container mod, this thing right here, it's actually just a regular container from the game. This is Yos's mod, which is here. You go to construction, production, factories, and go all the way to the end. Or for me, it's somewhere near the end. There it is. It's funny, and the thumbnail is a white container or a gray container, but the actual container is blue. I don't know why. But it's $500. You place it down, and wherever you place it down, it'll spawn next time. So when you place it on the first time and you log out of the game, when you go back in, it'll move. So it's not going to stay where you left it. But what it is, if you haven't seen it before, is this mobile wood warehouse. And basically it distributes wood. Mine is distributing abnormally fast because I am a elite hacksaw and I have other mods in place which speed up productions immensely. So it doesn't actually normally do 3 million cycles per month. That's just that's another mod doing that. I didn't touch his mod, but that's my other mod doing that. Normally it doesn't do 3 million cycles per month. Come on. I'm like too far away from the trigger, I think. There we go. But anyways, that mod, Eric, is actually a really cool mod. It's got 5 or 6 different utilities in it. One is for selling bales. One is for... Make sure it sticks up or I'm never going to find it again. One's for selling bales. One is for selling bulk products. One is for selling what's going on here? Bales, bulk products, and then there's a mobile wood sell point, so I could actually just sell this wood directly if I wanted to. So if I actually fill up the lumber mill and the other place, I'll just sell the wood directly. Just get rid of it. One of my favorite setups for making a lot of money very quickly, and you guys have seen me this before, for anyone who has followed this channel for a while, is my favorite setups for selling or getting rid of a forest quickly is this. So you get a tractor, and you come in here, you go here, and you get, it's in Forestry, isn't it? You get this, you get the Devour Trees mod, right? And you get this thing, and it has like a Unreal capacity. Mine is a little bit edited. And then you put a trailer on the back, so you do that, and then you get this trailer, this little trailer, and you get this, and then you buy a bale, right? Okay, this is the trick. You buy a bale, and then once you get a bale, then you place this mod from Yos also, which is from the same pack, the mobile utilities thing. Where's the ground? You place this thing in the trailer next to the bale, and then you strap the bale down, and the bale holds this from getting shaken around and falling over. And then the tree devourer basically will spray its like pipe directly into this sell point, instantly selling the wood chips. And if you do it in January or February, for most maps it's January or February, you'll make a killing. Because wood chips sell the best in January, February. On most maps. It's a great way to clear a forest, and it's also one of the best ways to make money off of non-forestry trees, like these trees here that are flashy right now. The best way to get rid of those trees and make good money off them is that. Now we're not going to do that because we like Oxy's map and we want to leave it alone, but should you be so inclined on another map like UMRV or something like that, where you just want to get rid of all those trees, and the only kind of trees on that map are those kind of trees, that's your best tool. I actually have a save game somewhere. You guys haven't seen it, right? I have a save game somewhere where I'm devouring Silver Run Forest. The whole thing. I'm actually about 75% done, where I've actually gone through tree by tree and devoured the entire map. I'm almost done. And just from devouring the trees, I've already made like $35 million. I haven't done anything else but devour the trees. And I'm even doing it with an electric tractor. Oh yeah, Eric, so there's a bunch of production mods that are on ModHub that speed up production. One of them is called Production Revamp. That one speeds things up a little bit. There's another one that's called Production... I forget what it's called. The Production Upgrade mod, which allows you to pay to upgrade the productions, and it ups the production speed and the production input and output quantities, which is really great. Soon you'll be able to use my pallet stacking mod, which will increase the number of pallets that any of those productions will be able to spawn in their spawn point. Yeah, you can do anything with modding. Even fix problems that giants introduced for themselves. Like, I have my own production mod, which I never released, and I don't know if I ever will, but I might, that ups the productions. But one of the things that the mod does is if you don't own the production, so let's say a production is built into the map already, it speeds up that production by a 10x factor and ups the input quantities by 10x also. Now, pop quiz, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to update the input quantities of a production that I don't even own? Does anyone know? It's like I'm taking you guys to class. I'm taking you to school. I'll tell you. It's for stuff like the spinnery or most production sell points that are a production building, but it's also a sell point. Is the production sell point is bound by that sell point's input quantities. I'm sorry, the sell point, when it's not owned, it acts as a sell point. But Giants, in their infinite wisdom, decided that it should always act as a production. So even if it's not owned, it should still act like a production. And if it's acting like a production, then the input quantities are still valid, which means that, okay, long-winded, I'm sorry, but which means that if you go to like the spinnery on Elm Creek and you try to deliver like, not wool, but cotton from a cotton harvest, you won't be able to deliver the whole bale. Like, you won't be able to sell a whole bale. So heaven forbid you get a contract that you have to deliver to a base game production from a large field. 9 times out of 10, you can't complete the contract in the same day because the input quantities for that building don't match the contract. I'm sure everyone's had that happen. My mod fixes it because I'm good like that. So look at this. We did it. We finished. Hey. I needed like a cheering emoji or something. We finished. Yay. I can't even talk. Hold on, water. Yay, we done. All right. Let's sell it. Goodbye, Ponzi. Only 77k. Used and abused. Sell. Yes. We don't have any more trees, so we can sell this. Sell. Yes. We don't need to plow anything anymore. Sell. Yes. This stuff we're gonna keep. This we can. No, actually, we can't sell this yet because it's still producing stuff. And see, it's still transferring. If we look at our factories, this one is done, thank you. This one is done, thank you. This one is, oh, we're out of sugar beets. Done, thank you. Power plant, still making clothes. Like, it's fun to, oh my gosh, we have a little bit of clothes to sell. Let's sell that right now. That's gonna be awesome. 220,000 liters of clothes. Is clothes even a good price right now? I have to look now. You can go to my favorite mod, the time-saving stock check. Clothes are not selling good right now because it's November, so it's only currently worth it's only currently worth $1.7 million. Nice. Go back. Oops, wrong button. Productions. So the clothes are gonna sell. Sell. Turning it all off, folks. Sell 673,000 liters of fabric. Sell. Oh, there's a lot of wood in here. Let's make some planks. Let's make some furniture. We're making pellets. We're selling the pellets right away. Here. Sell. Just selling. Can't sell that sugar beet. Stuck in there. Store water. Can't do that. Distributing wood. Sawmill. Turn the sawmills on. Yay! Alright, this guy. I don't know where he's gonna go, but he's gonna go for a ride. Alright, we'll let it tick over. We'll let it tick over to what's that? I gotta do math. 3 p.m. in game. Ah! Totally not getting into that one. That was awesome. I've never crashed in that way. All right. I swear it's like it's gonna start snowing any second in the game. It's gonna yell at me. It's gonna be like, come on, dude. What are you doing? All right. We're gonna come back here. Come over here. I don't think we need this trailer, but we'll sell it eventually. Okay, we gotta sell some like butter and sugar and stuff, I think. Come on. There we go. I don't know why I'm determined to do that. I'm just gonna walk away. So we got some butter. Got some clothes. Some clothes came into the spawn point right in the in-between time between turning it on and selling everything. Load up all these pallets. Get all this stuff sold. Oh, look, we're at 110. Getting there. Six minutes. What do you think? I think we're gonna hit 120 in like 15 minutes. Or 15 minutes in game, we're gonna hit about 120. That's what I think. Because I just set everything to sell. Oh wait, you know what we're gonna do? Let's go get that wool. I don't feel like driving there. Little do you guys know, whenever I'm playing and I'm not streaming, I teleport everywhere like a jackrabbit. Boom, boom, boom. Teleport, teleport, teleport. Everywhere. I'm obsessed with it. But I found out that you can't teleport while using universal auto load because it just leaves everything that was there. That was an overloaded truck, yeah? It totally was. Hey, Rambo, welcome in. Hey, Rusty, welcome in. I didn't see you come in. We are finished. Are we done? We finished the last field. We're going to wait for the money to roll in a few minutes. And then we're going to switch over and do a tour of... Rambo, get in and vote. We're either doing a tour of Glenleathann and my fun equipment that I made for Glenleathann, or we're doing a tour of Pirambeiras 80s survival. And the vote is neck and neck. And I believe one vote can sway it one way or the other. So get in there and vote. Closing the vote as soon as the time rolls over to 3 o'clock in game. Hey everybody. It feels good to be finished up on this map, honestly. 26 episodes, every episode 2 to 3 hours each. We've got hundreds upon hundreds of playtime hours in this map. We'll show you guys the numbers in just a second. I'm just gonna sell the wool. I'm not even gonna bother taking it to the spinnery. All right, here we go. Here's the big money. Oh, only 114? Only 114. All right, let's look at our stats. Let's slow down the time for fact. We are at almost 115 million. Here's our stats, folks. 70 hours of worked time. Total time played 180 hours. Over time, we stored 924 pallets. I don't know what that means. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold, please. No. I'm just gonna teleport over. I forgot about our pallets. So I saw Tony doing this trick. Right? We have a few pallets stored in here. Just a few. Alright, so watch this. This is a fun trick. So what happens is you dump in here, they spawn right here. Tony did this. It's a great idea. Go into construction. We're gonna get Jost the rescue again. Selling point. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it right here. 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 And here. Okay? These are all selling points. Right? We're gonna come in here and we're gonna output 25 pallets at a time. And because the selling points, it's just gonna sell them all instantly. I don't know why it only does 25 at a time. It can totally fit more. And for some reason they spawn at like a weird angle. I don't know why they spawn at that angle. Mark, why do you spawn the pallets at an angle? That's just weird. Who does that? Now we're selling corn oil. Corn oil, see corn oil? This was my own thing. I made corn oil myself. Those are my own custom product. Aren't I amazing? Linseed oil. This is also a custom product. See how it says boiled linseed oil? Oh, I can't sell these here. That might be a problem. Put them back in. Linseed oil needs another solution. Apparently these sell everything things from Yoast are not sell everything, they're just sell some things. That's okay. But the linseed oil was mine. I wanted to come into this map for Calmsden because linseed is a custom crop for Calmsden. And Calmsden was the first map that it was on. I figured it'd be nice to make a custom product. And if you don't know, linseed oil is used for like baseball bats. It's used in woodworking a lot. Alright, so we still have tons of stored pallets. Canola oil. Goodbye, canola oil. It was fun making you. Sell some more flour. Hey Tony, I'm using your trick. Doesn't that look cool? It just looks cool why they kind of like... No, I did it again. Somebody stop me from doing that next time. Linseed oil can't be sold here. I can't do anything with it. I have to bring the linseed oil to one of the sell points. I can't use the trick. What I can do though is I can go here and I can go to this menu. Come over here, I can click on this guy and I can say create job. Go to, this will never work. Target position right there. Go. Figure it out. No, he can't do it. See, he sucks. Base game, guys. No fun. Yeah, the sell everything will work. I don't have the sell everything in here. But I do have one that acts like a sell everything just over there. It just means I have to bring my truck over here to do it. And for some reason, when you go into this menu for the pallets, it goes back to the last thing you had. Like it keeps going to linseed oil. I don't want linseed oil. Sunflower oil. Goodbye. corn oil. We have more corn oil apparently. Buy. Don't want linseed oil. There's one pallet of butter. I'm not sure how a pallet of butter got in here. Soybean oil? Look, soybean oil. I made those too. I'm creative, huh? Sugar? We got 28 pallets of sugar. 3 more pallets of sugar. 392 more pallets of flour. Ooh, we made it above 115. Nice. Can I just keep spawning it without waiting for them? Sort of. This is fun. It would be even more fun if I didn't have to keep going through the linseed oil menu every time. Oh, almost done with the flour. Well above 115. We have 889 liters of flour left over. That's super random. And now we only have linseed oil available. All right. Yeah, I'm not driving. We gotta get to our map tour. Oh my gosh, we only have 45 minutes left. Hopefully that's not inside a building. All right, Pirambeiras 1. I'll sell this linseed oil offline. We're gonna go do our map tour. You have 15 minutes. Save. Quit. Be right back. Magical be right back screen. I have to change my save game folder. Quick. Yeah, so in depth into selling flour. I forgot that we were doing a map tour. All right, maps on Pirambeiras. Ooh, it's gonna let me reconnect. All right, I'm back. All right, let me know when you guys can see the magical map. Yeah. Come on. Start. Don't tell me the game crashed now, too. Freaking game crash, too. What the hell? Can you guys hear me? I know it's like a dark black screen. I'm gonna stop pressing the fancy transition buttons on OBS, and maybe that'll help save the last 10 minutes of my stream before it breaks. Come on. Come on. Okay, just so you can see, I don't have a game already. I'm starting a fresh game. This is the cool part. We're going to this map. Pirambeiras. I have to figure out how to pronounce this map. It's probably a good idea. I'm not going to mess with the mods. I'm just going to start the game. All right, so the story was, and I was talking about this before I got cut off, and I don't know if you guys heard it, so I'm starting over. Farmer Klein did a map tour of this map forever ago when it came out, like 6, 9, 8, whatever months ago. And it got a really poor score. And some of the reasons it got a poor score, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I could fix that. And I was talking to myself, I'm like, I could fix that. I've been really looking for a Brazilian style map. I can totally fix that. I need a short sleeve shirt because we're in Brazil. Confirm. No, I don't care about it. So it's a Brazilian style map, and it's a nice little map, right? It doesn't like me. Are you guys still there? Can you see it? Okay, so this is a nice map. And so here, we'll start with the map. So this is the overview map, and I didn't change the map at all. One of the failures of the map was that most of the map you couldn't purchase. You just couldn't purchase the map. In a lot of the fields in the map, they were set up like this, where it's like, you know, this big area, you have to buy 4 fields. And they were in these weird curvy lines. It just didn't make any sense. And you couldn't buy the border of the map all the way around. You couldn't buy any of these production areas, like any of this area down here, couldn't buy any of it. I'm like, I'm not having that. That doesn't sound fun. I want to play this as a survival map. And as a survival map, you kind of want to buy everything. You want to be able to buy everything because that's important to survival. Like, you could buy this little piece right here, which is a lime mine. You could buy this piece right here, which is a production area. And you could buy the BGA itself, but you couldn't buy the land around the BGA, so you couldn't actually place down a silage clamp at the BGA. Like, lots of little weird stuff. Anyways, so I fixed that. I made the whole entire map buyable, right? That's important when you're playing survival. The dealership, it had a forklift, but the forklift isn't time period accurate. So I put an old school JCB telehandler as a forklift at the shop. We have our starting vehicle, which is an OK used mod Ford 850 Super Duty flatbed. And it's this old school. Just listen to that rumble. It sounds so good. It's not the greatest truck. It doesn't have the greatest pickup, but it's a new map. It's a new truck. So, and we're not going to drive around because that'll take too much time, and we're running out of time with the crash. So we're going to fly. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to come here and give ourselves some speed. All right. So originally, the map author took the entire map and he painted it all in grass. And so this is all the grass on all these fields. We're going to go out to the starting area. Like, this is your starting area. And initially this was all bushes. There weren't any trees there. And then the starting area is your standard puke green grass. But if you look at the lighting for this map and you look at the grass, it actually kind of makes sense. It actually is the only map I've ever seen and ever been on where the puke green grass actually makes sense. The map had palm trees in it, but there weren't any palm trees anywhere on the map, so I added some. It had all of the rivers painted underneath the water with grass. Like, there was grass under the water, which doesn't make sense at all. And so you got this map with lots of like these kind of field areas. And if you look at the contours, you got these like gently rolling hills, and you've got water everywhere. You've got a forestry area here in the middle, which is really awesome. And it's really kind of, it'd be tough to do forestry here because it's a pretty steep hill. Got some cliffs. The roads are not straight. So here's the fun thing, right? To get to the main farm, which is right there, from the store, which is right there, right? They're really close to each other. There's no road connecting them. The only way to get there is to drive this road here. We'll follow the road real quick. To drive this road, we're following the road. This is how you get to the house the first time. You follow this road around here. You go around here. You go over here. You come all the way down here to the top of the map. Drive over that bridge. Go around this twisty, turny road here. Come over here. And then you drive down this road here and you're back at the starting farm. That's how you get to your starting farm. That's the same starting farm as the base game. Like, that's just silly. Where did I get that telehandler? I got that telehandler from the Polish pack, which is on King Mods. There's two telehandlers. There's the JCB 54 520-4 6 meter and the 7 meter. The 6 meter is the one that Scroft uses and that Mark Thor edited for him to work much better. I have done the same. Made all the same changes to that other one, and that's the long arm one, the 7 meter one. So anyways, like it's got some problems with roads. Like the only way to get from the house to the store, to get to like the production areas, is to go over here. Actually, I'll do it on the map. Your farm is here. To get from your farm to the production area over here, you have to drive up and around, right? And then you have to go here, around this way, go over this one bridge right here that connects it, and then come all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here, go all the way down here. And this is your production area. This is where all the production buildings are. Like, whoa. Like, the playability on this map is bad. Like the lime mine is hard to get to, and I can understand that because you go from here and you come up this hill and around the corner and you have to go to the lime mine. The lime mine's hard to get to. It's a moneymaker. I get that. But some of the other places where it just didn't make sense, like the sawmill, right? Here's the sawmill. And to get to the sawmill, you're supposed to drive around this road, come around here, and like you're literally like behind the sawmill here, but there's rocks you can't get around. Come around here and come up here, and then you're at the sawmill. If you want to go to the heating plant, it's behind the sawmill. And then if you want to go home from the heating plant, you have to go back around. Like, when I just added this road right here to connect the two, which just seemed to make sense, right? And then from the store, where's the store? There's a big church here for no reason. And then from the store to this road, which goes to the production area, there was no road going through. So I added a road to go from the store parking lot, comes up the hill, and then gets onto the main road. This is the main road. It goes all around the map and eventually gets to the production area. So this map has a cool sugarcane sell point. This was a sell point. It is no longer a sell point. It is now a production facility that produces cane sugar instead of regular sugar, which is cool. Here's the BGA, which now has a silage clamp. You're welcome. Here's the production area that you have to get to. And the production area looks mostly the same as it did before, except this map didn't have an animal dealer. And so I added an animal dealer with a bale sell point, animals, except they're all baby animals because I have the enhanced animal mod on here, so they're all babies. I have to change that so they're adults. And then it also has a manure buy and sell point, has a slurry buy and sell point, and it's supposed to have my husbandry fill station right here. It's not working. I'll have to fix that up before I start the series. And then over here, Jay, is the lime mine, and there's this big thing of lime that was there from the start. That's what you get. You have to buy this thing to scoop it. Once you buy it, you can scoop it, but then you have to transport it all the way back to your fields, which are over there, which seemed kind of silly. So, and then you have this big building here, this huge production facility building, and it wasn't actually a production. Like, seriously, like it had output spouts there, has an output spout down there. That's a sell point right there. And look how they did it. This made me laugh when I realized this. So you're like, oh, look, it's an output point for the building, but it's not. They took a base game lime station and hid it behind and just had the spout come out in the middle of this spout. That's the lime buy point. And then there's a stone crusher. But you have this big, huge facility that's not a facility at all. So I made it a facility. It's now a lime production facility that you can bring your rocks to and sell them. I repainted every river. I took out all the grass that was underneath the water. I fixed all the connection points where the fields connect. I redid all the forests because they're really sparse for trees and they were all like the same size and the same style trees. So I made them a little bit more diverse. I smoothed out the ground in a lot of places. The big thing was the farmlands though. Like, I'll do a before and after, but the farmlands were a mess before and now everything is viable. You can play anywhere. Yeah. So that's the map. That's Pirambeiras. And we're going to be doing our 80s style survival on this map. And we're going to start off the way I'm playing it is basically like new farmer mode, but without the buildings. So you're starting off with this one plot of land right here, which has a field that needs to be harvested. It has a little bit of a forestry area to it, and it has a grass field. And then you're just starting with nothing, so you got to figure it out. So we're starting with a chainsaw and a truck, and that's it. As you can see from the starting equipment is the OKU's mods truck. That's it. The telehandler is, I can go down here and this telehandler is wait, I have to turn off flight mode, sorry. Off. Telehandler is enterable. You can use it. Right. Works good. Love it. It's a nice little mod. The store did not have a dealer trigger, like a dealer sell buy repair point, which I added here. And then the last thing that I added, which I'll teleport to, is when Farmer Klein was doing the video, this map has coffee on it. So one of the only things this map has going for it that's out of the norm is coffee. And so it has a coffee, it has coffee plants. You can plant coffee and grow coffee. It has all the stuff for coffee. And then they just use like boring base game factories that are built into the map. Where are they? They're here somewhere. Just sort of by price for some reason. Like they just took like the grain mill and turned that into a premium coffee production. It's in just changed the name from Golden Field Grain to Golden Field Coffee Premium. Like, kind of lame. But they have this really cool building area. It's like old kind of school buildings, the rocks and stuff like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if this, and actually Farmer Klein was the one who did it. He's like, this should be the production facility for the coffee. It totally fits, right? So I made this into a production facility. This is your spawn point for pallets. This is your dump point for coffee beans. And then in the back building is where they do the premium roasting. So all the roasters are in there. And this is the premium coffee production building. Dump pallets in here, pallets out right here. And it all started with Farmer Klein in his review being like, this should totally be a coffee production facility. That's what I would like to see. And then like, I'm like, and that's what started me. And I started working on this map at least 6 months ago. And I've been kind of slowly working on it since. on and off. I learned a lot about map making, editing this map for my own use. Now, I'm not releasing this. I'm not sending this out to anyone. The only person I might send it to is the actual map author. I'm gonna send it to him and be like, hey, check out what I did with your map, and see what they say. But this will be the series we play of the 80s survival. Pretty cool, right? The hard part about playing it is going to be these roads, honestly. Is these roads are all like these windy dirt goat trails. They're all uneven. They're off camber in a lot of places. You've got like off camber downhill turns like this one right here, which with a trailer and low end equipment, it's going to be really hard to pull. It's got lots of hills and nooks and crannies. Like there's no direct lines to get from one place to the other. It's crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. And so in Cobble, I was looking at you playing the Pioneers map, and I started playing on Pioneers with friends in multiplayer, and I was like, I want a little bit more. And this map, in its decoration, definitely has more. There's more going on. There's more to see. There's more activity, and I actually kind of like the challenge of it. I like the challenge of the little water crossings like this, or the weird roads with those steep hills like this, which are going to be so hard in a small tractor. I like the challenge of that. So I'm not doing a survival challenge on an easy map. I'm doing it on pretty much the hardest map I can do a survival challenge on. But that's what's going to happen, and that's the way it is. This is actually the Bale sell point, I think. And I don't even know the roads well enough to even know where I'm going right now. All the entrances are super tight. Like, you have to get a trailer through this entrance. You can barely walk through this entrance. You have to get a trailer through it. Whatever. Anyways, that's the super secret preview of the 80s survival map. And we're going to be starting that series as soon as possible. We're getting up to speed on... I'm gonna do an intro on this map similar to what we just said, and then we're gonna just do a survival series, and it'll be my first time working with an editor. Someone else is gonna be editing the videos for me, so see how that goes. But anyways, that's the end of our stream tonight. We will be starting next week with our very, very classy version of Glenleathann. And starting our new author intended challenge, which reminds me, I have to make a new like thumbnail. I get to make a new thumbnail. I haven't done that in a while, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be super fun, and let me know. I hope everyone can join it. I hope everyone can say hi. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Let people know that it was here. And then next week, I hope you can be here next week. Next Wednesday, we'll be starting off the author intended challenge on Glenleathann. I want to say thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the chatting. It's super great. And I hope to see everyone next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Keith. I can't wait to hear from you, and I just pray that everything goes well. You are in our prayers, and I hope everything goes well. Please reach out and let me know if there's anything we can do. Thank you, Rambo, for being here. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining my stream. Super awesome. Thank you very much. We'll catch everybody next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.